Let's discuss now how we can change the denominator of a fraction. Now you may think, why do I care? When and how am I going to change the denominator of a fraction? Well, you do that more often than you think. In order to add fractions, you need to have a specific a specific denominator that we are going to learn together on how to find it. But before we do that, it is important to know how to change the denominator of a fraction without changing the fraction. Okay, let's take the 3 over 4. And suppose that you want to change the denominator of this fraction and write it as 40. What should you do? Well, the first thing that you need to do is to take the number 4 and the number 40 and to see how did you reach the number 40 of number 4. What did you do? Well, if you think about that, what you have to do is to multiply the number 4 by 10, right? This is how you get the number 40. Well, that's correct. So, in order to go to a fraction that is equivalent to 3 over 4 but has denominator 40, you need to multiply the denominator by 10. So this means that you need to do exactly the same to the numerator. So you have to multiply the 3 by 10. So the fraction that you will get is the 30 over 40. Again, in order to change a fraction into a fraction with a different denominator, what you need to do is find out what do you have to do, how do you have to what is the number that you have to multiply the denominator by in order to get this new denominator, and then with the same number you come and you multiply the numerator. Suppose that you want to change the fraction that you have right here, 5 over 6, into a fraction that has denominator 18. What do you have to do? You have to find out how did you change the 8 to the 18? Well, in order to do that, you have to multiply the 6 by 3 because 3 times 6 gives you 18. Okay, nice. So what did you do? You multiply the 6 by 3 to get 18. You have to multiply the 5 by the same number. So the result will be 15 over 18. So now you're ready to do it yourself. Let me give you the following problem. Suppose that you have 2/3 and you want to change that into a new fraction where the denominator is 15. What do you have to do? Find out how did you get to 15. Well, in order to do that, you multiply it by a number. What number is that? The same is the number that you have to multiply the 2 by. Well, I'm sure that you already guessed it. The number is the number 5 because 3 times 5 is 15. So you multiply the 2 by 5 and your result is 10 over 15. So as you can see, if you decide that you want to change a fraction, to change the denominator of a fraction, it is very easy to find out how to change the numerator. But make sure that you remember that you have to change both denominators and numerators following exactly the same process in order to get an equivalent fraction.